Very good morning, my dear friends. Welcome back to Chandan Logic's English class. My name is Sham. You're watching Chandan Logic's English YouTube channel, and every morning 8 o'clock I come on live on this channel, whereas every evening I come on live on Chandan Logic's Telugu YouTube channel. Okay, so in this video I'm going to explain IBPS Clerk 2026 mock test. You're watching mock test number 5, paper number 5 explanation. We all know in IBPS Clerk, we have English for 30 marks and 30 out of 30 should be your target. Now you can ask me a question, Shyam sir, is it really possible to get 30 out of 30? How is it possible, sir? Yes, it is possible, dear, because as far as banking exams are concerned, there is an advantage. The advantage is you have more of comprehension and less of grammar. And again, vocabulary would be always an added advantage to banking exams. So if you prepare with the right strategy and take the right guidance, learn the things properly and put enough, efforts, consistent practice, will get you 30 out of 30. Not a problem. I have seen some students who get that. Okay. So like I have said, every morning you see me on live. You see me live on English channel, whereas every evening Telugu channel. And of course, most of you know Chandan Logics has offered a free course. In this free course, you have 7,000 plus practice exercises on various topics. You can keep practicing them. Students preparing for police job also can get English classes at a very reasonable price. Okay. Like yesterday, I remember, I think yesterday also we had a session on passages. So today we will do something. We will do the other way. Okay, let us not start with passage because yesterday only we have talked about passage. So today let me start the paper with the questions other than the passage. Okay, will that be fine? Okay. I think questions 7 and 8 can be answered, guys, because they are vocabulary based and you don't need to really work hard for passages. You don't need to read the paragraph for that, correct? So what is the synonym of the word? What is the opposite of the word resilience? Very nice word. And what is the synonym to the word vulnerabilities? Yeah, very simple words, no? Very simple words. Very simple words. Very simple words. Yeah, yesterday we had one passage on corruption and one on freedom of speech. I remember. So vulnerability is a very commonly used word. We all usually, it's a part of our regular communication, right? So as a student, you must identify your vulnerabilities. As a student, you must identify your vulnerabilities. Okay. So when we say vulnerabilities, it means minus points. So vulnerability is weakness. Okay. Weakness. Okay. Weakness. Direct word. And what is the opposite of the word resilience? Yes, simple question, very easy question, no? Very easy vocabulary today. You're right. So basically resilience is being very strong. Resilience is being very strong. Resilience is being very strong. And the opposite is very weak. The weak is fragility, fragile. Fragile means very weak. Fragile means very weak. Correct? Fragile is very weak. Okay. Right. And here surprisingly, they're all synonyms. Like for example, flexibility is a positive word, stability is a positive word, fragility, negative word, adaptability, positive word, endurance, positive word. Okay. Strategy, positive word, resources, positive word, celebration, positive word, weakness, negative word, strength, positive word. So easy to find. This is the only odd man out. This is the only odd man out. Okay. So that's the best part. That's the best part. That's the best part. That's the best part. Okay. Okay. I think Sudarshan, regarding your question, I advise you can contact the team. You can contact the team. I think you can find the contact number because I think for your question, the right advice or the right response can be, expected from the team because I only teach English. I don't really know whether this course in that course. I have only given my classes. So my job is to just teach the subject. So I have taken the sessions, I have given the classes. About the courses, whether the content is the same or any difference or which course, I think you can contact the team, because I have only half knowledge, because I don't have a complete knowledge about the courses and all that. Okay, so I don't want to give you a suggestion with half knowledge. You contact the team, they will give you the right suggestion, dear, because I only teach. Okay, but if you are asking me a general question like SSC, CGL English and Bank English, is the content same? Mostly the same, because tenses is common, passages common, spotting errors common. What we teach would be the same. There is a slight difference. The slight difference will be in the mock exams. Like for example, bank exams are different. Mock tests, weightage, sectional weightage, topics. But the content we learn will be more or less the same. In banking exams, you will find most of the questions related to economy, banking and all that. Okay. Right. Anyways, so these two questions, we will find the answers at the end of the video if there is time. So Chandan Logics has given the Kingmaker. It's a good opportunity for you to take that book. 0 to Hero 2.0, 6.0 batch, CGL students, they all can get good knowledge here. Okay. I think hantavirus is something that I remember. I've talked about it. I think Vishnu also remembers this pretty well, because I remember hantavirus is a viral disease. It spreads from rodents. Okay, but I remember this hantavirus, we have talked about it not as a closed test. I remember talking about hantavirus, but I remember we talked about this in passage. I remember we talked about this in passage, correct? Anyways, let's try once. So you see the first sentence and let's go to the options. If it is a repeated exercise, no problem. We'll do it once again. Okay, done. So human dash. Okay. So recently health authorities across countries, several countries issued advisories. Oh, sorry. Better we start from here. No? Experts stated that the virus doesn't spread easily through ordinary human dash. I think without seeing the options also, we can find the answer. This virus doesn't spread easily through ordinary. Can anybody message in the comment section what could be the option there? Without looking at the real options, can you guess the option? Can you get the option? Can you get the option? Can you find the option? Without ordinary human contact. Correct? The meaning should come like something like human contact. So human contact. Yeah, human interaction. Human interaction means human contact. So you're trying to say this virus doesn't spread through ordinary human contact. This virus doesn't spread through ordinary human contact. This virus doesn't spread through ordinary human contact. Okay. This virus doesn't spread through ordinary human contact. Okay. So human contact means human interaction. Okay, done. Can you try the next question? B sentence. I think if you want to read the complete sentence, it's up to you. Small sentence anyway, so you can read it right away. Yes. However, misinformation on social media created unnecessary dash. See, first of all, if you observe, my dear friends, if you observe here, he said misinformation, negative word, unnecessary, negative word. So something negative should come here. It created unnecessary dash among people. Some unnecessary tension, some unnecessary panic. Easy because they're all positives. Patience, comfort, relaxation, silence. These are only negative options. So it created unnecessary panic. I think why don't we follow Shyam sir's style of answering the questions now? Because maybe plus minus factor can come, confusion minus, infection minus, recovery minus, recovery plus, pressure minus, failure minus. So is the answer going to be recovery? Not sure. It's only an assumption. We can't be overconfident. We really cannot be overconfident. So we can take this as a conclusion, assumption only, recovery. So maybe you can try the C option here. So researchers also mention early detection can greatly, early detection positive word, greatly positive word, improve positive word, recovery chances, done, easy, recovery chances, easy. So can we try the fourth option, fourth question? Without looking at the passage, can we get the answer? Ignore is a minus word, right? Ignore is a minus word. Monitor plus word, damage minus word, divide minus word. I think this is not easy. This is not easy. Because ignore is minus, monitor is plus, and damage is minus, divide is minus, celebrate is plus. So shall we try? Shall we read the sentence? So here to here. Answer. Yes. Although the possibility of a large outbreak remains low, see, first of all, although came. Although is always a reverse conjunction, reverse. So here, low is came. Here, low means negative. So here, although, here negative means here positive should come. Did you understand the way I looked at it? I did not want to read the sentence. Although is here, low is minus. When although is here, here is minus, here should be plus, no? So there should be some plus. That to 2 came. 2 plus V1. To dash the situation. To dash the situation. To dash the situation. To monitor the situation. There is nothing to celebrate here. You are talking about hantavirus, some problem, some disease, some government action, some doctors, some patients. There is nothing to celebrate. Okay. Maybe out of these 5 expressions, plus minus factor, expansion is plus, confusion is minus, pollution is minus, argument is minus, prevention is plus. Maybe prevention, expansion. And we can't even say expansion is completely positive because expansion could be a neutral word. But one thing is for sure, we are talking about virus, no? We are talking about virus, hantavirus. Maybe prevention is more contextually related, correct? Prevention is a word which is more contextually related. Maybe you can take a chance, but not be overconfident. Better to check it. So medical experts say that public awareness and hygiene, methods of prevention, correct? Methods of prevention. If there is a proper hygiene and public awareness, methods of prevention, correct? Okay, done. Easy exercise, easy exercise, easy exercise. Yes, now the real challenge is ahead. Jumbled statements. How much time do you need? Maybe 120 seconds? Okay. So guys, try 120 seconds. After a long time, I want to try this timer with you. Because these days, lately, I have forgotten about this option. Many a time, I actually wanted this timer. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Or maybe here. So I'm giving you my guys maybe 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Done. 2 minutes. Get me the sequence. Take it as a challenge, guys. Yes. 90 more seconds. Get me the sequence. Message the sequence in the comment section. No answer yet. Vishnu tried. Sai also tried. I appreciate you. You are trying with all sincerity. Genuinely, you have tried. Nice. But not correct. Not correct. Sharanya tried. Not correct, Sharanya. But genuinely, you tried. I appreciate. No, 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 no. B cannot be the first statement here. You cannot say B is the first statement. Not at all. Second. B cannot be the first statement. Okay. See, now I always say this. What is important is there should be a proper logic. How to identify the first statement, how to identify the next statement. Starting statement should be always with a noun that everybody knows. But the problem is here many nouns are there. Country noun, sudden noun, I mean like missile noun. Most of these are nouns. So fine, keep it aside. The introduction statement should be like a problem. Introduction, headlines. Headlines. There should be some introduction. Where is the introduction here? Where is the proper introduction here? This is the headlines, dear. Tension started between the two countries. This is the headlines. Tension started between the two countries for several months. We don't know what are the two nations. Is he talking about which two countries? We don't know. Tension started between the two countries and more fights are happening. These two countries are developing hostility, violence, war. This is the introduction of the problem. This is the introduction of the problem. Introduction of the problem. Now imagine my friend called me. Yesterday night, my friend called me and suddenly said, Sham, tensions are happening between the two countries, he said. Then I will ask, what is the matter? What happened? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you are talking about. Give me some clarity. Then the clarity comes here. This is the story began. Missile strikes happened. So from there the problem began. So E is like a headlines. E is like a headline. This is where the story began. Missile strikes happened. So it created panic and lot of disturbances happened. So now that The two countries are the two countries have started the war, missile strikes and all that. Many other countries said, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Immediately called for diplomatic negotiations to prevent further escalation. See, why? Here, see, the region. So, further escalation. Why further escalation? Further means already here problem started. No, missile strikes, panic created, transportation disrupted, civilians gone. Civilians gone. So many countries started saying, don't fight, please, don't fight, please, don't fight, please. Why other countries are involving in that? If these two countries are fighting, why some other country should come and say, don't fight, don't fight? Is this because they love these countries? No. Because of the war between these two countries, there is a global impact. See? Global oil prices are increasing. Global food supply is increasing. That is why other countries are also saying, please don't fight, please don't fight. International organizations also say, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight. Simple, no? But there are no too many shortcuts here. Your understanding is a secret. Your understanding is a secret. Now I'll explain once more. Tension started between the two countries. The two countries started the war. Missile strikes happened. Civilians dead. Transport gone. Everything disrupted. Several countries are asking them, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight, please. Why they are asking them, don't fight, don't fight? Because oil prices are increasing. Global food supply affected. International organizations also said, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight. If you ask me, Jumbled is a beautiful journey. It's like a game. You enjoy. You should learn how to enjoy the Jumble. You should know how to enjoy the Jumble. Fatafat. Now the easy question came, dear. What is the easy question? Misspelt word or inappropriate word? Fatafat. 21. Misspelt word or inappropriate word? Answer, please. So demonetization taught us to use various online platforms for transactions. Only 10 seconds time. As far as this sentence is, my dear friends, all are correct. There is no problem in this sentence. There is no problem in the sentence. There is no problem in the sentence. All are perfect. All are perfect. Can you try the question number 22? Can you try the question number 22? She started. Why? What is the problem with platforms, dear? What is the problem with platforms? Demonetization taught us to use various online platforms. Why? What is the problem with platforms? All are correct, no? So try this. She started working on her novel last year and has already completed 3 chapters. Can you try the answer? She started working on her novel last year and already completed 3 chapters. What is the problem? What is the problem? No problem, all are correct. So this is a surprise. The 2 questions all are correct. No problem. No problem. But it's important to say all are correct, no? 23. Try the answer 23. Try the answer 23. Oh, really? Really? Let me guess. Let me just check it. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Very sorry for this. Okay. But good observation. You only saw the options. Okay. Right. This should be a real typing error. So then the mistake is not yours. The mistake is completely with the typist. Okay. 23. Good observation. So expressed appreciation, praising efforts. Express appreciation, praising efforts. Very easy question. Appreciation is a problem. Appreciation. See, appreciation. I'm checking both. I'm checking both. Okay, no problem. I'm sorry. This is a problem. Appreciation is a problem. Okay. So Bank Achievers 2.0 batch is for you. Get the best guidance. And railway students, you have special offer. Police students, target khaki is for you. 24. Yes. Make it fast. Despite their differences, they remained close friends, always supports each other through thick and thin. What is the error in the sentence? There are some differences of opinions, but still they are good friends. Still they are close friends. Still they are good friends. Still they are close friends. Any problem, dear? Yes, there is a serious problem here. The serious problem is supports. You can't use supports here. You only have to say support because the subject is they. They is plural. So you can't say supports. You have to say support. You can't say supports. You must say support. Okay? Right. Try the 25. So drawn, discussion, extremely, questions. Can I have fast answer, quick answer? Yes. As per the basic grammar, 2 plus V1. Here 2 is there. So it should be draw. D-R-A-W, draw. To draw. 2 plus V1. 2 plus V1. 2 plus V1. Done? Identify the correct sentence from the 4 options. Nice. Maybe you can read it very fast. Yes. Guys, waiting for your answer. Which is the correct statement? Guys, option C is the only correct statement. In the option A, the problem is T over 2 is given. It must be T over 2. Here is the problem. And in the option B, you're talking about students. So you can't use the pronoun its. You have to use the pronoun their. You can't say its lessons. You have to say their lessons. In the option D, you can't say she drink tea. You have to say she drinks tea because she is third person singular. In the last option, you don't have to say championships match. You can say championship match. That's all. You don't have to say championships match. Championship match. Easy question actually. Easy question. Only option C is correct. Can you try the question number 27? Can you try the question number 27? Can you try the question number 27? Which is the correct statement? Guys, if you look at the E option, there is a problem with the E option. In the E option, he said, the sun sets. This is in present tense. Now, suddenly, you can't use past tense here. In the E option, suddenly you can't use past tense here. You also have to use present simple there, paints. There is a problem, okay? I think in the D sentence is very simple. To create. To create. Oh my God. She wakes down. No. She wakes up. And if you want to talk about the B sentence, the biologist studying. Why studying? Study. You can simply say study. Why studying? Why studying? Okay. So the right answer is the first option. The right answer is the first option. The right answer is the first option. I repeat once more. The biologist is studying. Studying is wrong. The biologist is study. Or maybe in the past tense studied. You don't say she wakes down. She wakes up. Here sun sets. Here paints. And 2 plus create. 2 plus V1. Fatafat. Can you try the question number 28? Can you try the question number 28? Yes. Which is the correct statement here? Which is the correct statement? Yeah. There is a problem with the A option. The problem with the A option is, here it said last. No. You better say lasts. The smartphone battery lasts. The professor explains complex concepts using simple examples. You can't say use. Using simple examples. The river flows thorough, not thorough. The river flows through. The doctor advised him to exercise regularly. How easy? Regularly. Done, guys. Easy question, nothing much to explain. Question number 29. Identify the correct sentence. Make it fast. Yes. Waiting for your answer. Waiting for your answer. Yes. There is a problem in the first option. The problem in the first option is, you can't say on noon. Always noon at noon. You can never say on noon. You should say at noon. At noon. In the B option, an stunning image. Why an stunning image? A stunning image. Why do you want to say an stunning image? A stunning image. Again, the same problem here. You don't say going to bed. Going to bed. And E is a problem. You don't say in the entirely town. In the entire town. You don't say entirely town. You say in the entire town. You don't say entirely town. You better say entire town. You don't say entirely town. You say entire town. Only fourth sentence is correct. Try the 30th one, dear. Try the 30th one. The astronauts conducting research. Arey yaar, why do you want to directly use conducting? The astronauts conduct research. You can't directly use ing like that. You can't directly use ing like that. Or at least you can say the astronauts are conducting the research. Something like that. If you look at the C, it is a very easy answer to say C. You cannot say based in. You have to say based on. If you look at the D, historians study ancient manuscripts to understand. Why? To understand. You can say to understand. You can simply say to understand. The pianist perform. You can't say perform there. You have to say performs. You have to say performs. The right answer is the second option. The right answer is the second option. The right answer is the second option. Having successfully completed the paper, let's not give up the passage also. Let's also do the passage our best. Why to give up the passage? Simply, it will take hardly 5 or 10 extra minutes, but let's be thorough with the passage so that our reading skills should be improved. What do you think? So guys, let us start the paragraph without further delay, guys. Okay, let us start the paragraph without further delay. So I'll take you to the passage. Yes. Okay. Oh, good. It stopped in the right time. Right. Maybe 120 seconds for you to read this quick passage. I'm going to read the paragraph very fast for you, and I'm going to explain it in a very simple language. The past week witnessed a series of developments that highlighted how closely technology, climate, and global economies are interconnected. So he is talking about interconnection between three departments: technology, climate, economy. Global markets surged due to rapid growth in AI, while governments simultaneously expressed concern about climate-related disruptions and geopolitical tensions. Economists observed that AI-driven companies continued attracting massive investments despite fears of inflation and slowing employment growth in some sectors. India emerged as one of the central players in these discussions. Reports suggested that India's economy could continue growing steadily because of strong domestic demand, infrastructure spending, and digital expansion. See, why India's economy will grow? Because strong domestic demand, India has a good demand, infrastructure spending, and digital expansion. At the same time, policymakers emphasize that India should build indigenous AI systems rather than depending entirely on foreign technologies. Experts argue that technological self-reliance could strengthen India's position in this is called Atmanirbhar Bharat, no? Atmanirbhar Bharat. Global negotiations and reduce strategic vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, climate scientists issued warnings that 2026 could become one of the hottest years on record. Wildfires across Asia and Africa have already crossed historical averages, and meteorological fears that a strong EI Nino could intensify droughts, floods, heat waves. Such environmental instability threatens agriculture, transportation, and food security. See, he is talking about three things. One is climate, and the other one is economies and technology. He's trying to just discuss the analysis. He's doing the analysis all over the world and also India. All over the world, the problem is we have a lots of differences in the climate. Temperature has been rising too badly, and India is investing more on technology, but we are not focusing on self-reliance. AI is a transformation, but India is not trying to develop indigenous products. We are depending on foreign products. So that is the meaning of the sentence. Okay. Maybe now, don't worry, I'm going to read it for you. In India, authorities have begun investing in AI-powered weather forecasting systems to improve monsoon prediction. See, in India, we have started AI-powered weather forecast. Why? For the prediction of monsoon, means rains, and provide farmers with more localized weather updates. Correct? So we are using the technology to predict the weather. Despite optimism surrounding AI, concerns regarding employment remain significant. Naturally, AI is beautiful, but what if AI replaces manpower? We will lose our jobs. Analysts warn that automation may reduce hiring in technology and service sectors. Industries, particularly economies, heavily depending on outsourcing. Some economists described India as potentially being among the earliest major economies to experience widespread AI workforce disruption. Oh my God, it is a sad news. Some people say that India is one of the most vulnerable countries to AI, where because of the AI, we will lose our jobs. However, others argued that new forms of employment could emerge if government focus on reskilling workers and strengthening innovation systems. Global political developments add another level of uncertainty. So on the other hand, so far we are talking about economy, AI, climate. Now there is one more problem, that is global political developments. They are creating bigger problems. See, international leaders like Donald Trump continued discussions on trade, energy, and semiconductor supply chains. Rising oil prices is one more problem that led to inflation and slow growth. At the same time, renewable energy investments increased sharply in several regions, reflecting a growing realization that economic growth and environmental sustainability must progress together. This is a very nice line. Growing realization that economic growth, environment, money, nature, they should always blend. You can't remove money from nature, nature from money. Taken together, these developments reveal a world undergoing rapid transformation. Artificial intelligence is reshaping economies, climate change is testing global resilience, and governments are attempting to balance innovation with stability. Innovation is important, but stability is also important. Whether nations succeed may depend not only on the technological advancement but also on their ability to adapt responsibly, cooperate internationally, and protect vulnerable populations from the unintended consequence of rapid change. So the problem is climate change is a problem. Now another problem is global economy is unstable. Another problem is artificial intelligence. Advantages are there, but more of disadvantages, especially countries like India, depending on other countries, we have no indigenous products. So now we have a lot of demand for AI, but we don't have the indigenous quality product. So we have to depend on other countries, and we waste our money to buy the products from other nations. Then they naturally exploit the opportunities. So that is the article. And now he has also given a very simple conclusion. The conclusion said, nature is important, economy is important, and countries also should be prepared for all the challenges. We have to adapt. We should adapt. We must adapt. We must cooperate internationally. and protect vulnerable populations. See, this is a solution. Okay. Now, even though you didn't understand 100%, even if you had understood 2%, that's fine. Try to answer the question. What is the primary theme of the paragraph, guys? What do you think is the answer? Any answer? 10 seconds time. What is the main theme of the paragraph, dear? What is the primary theme of the paragraph? What is the author talking about? Yes, the author is fundamentally talking about the relationship between, see, the author is talking about the relationship between AI, climate change, economy. If you remember, that was the first point we have talked about. The whole paragraph started with AI versus climate versus economy. Can you try the second question? Why are governments investing in AI for power, weather report? Why governments are investing money for AI to predict the weather? What is the purpose? It is a common sense question. You don't have to even read the paragraph for that. It's a common sense question. Come on, weather forecast tourism, weather forecast oil production, internet usage. Come on, this is the thing. Climate prediction is important. What is important? Climate prediction is important. Climate prediction is important. So the purpose of investing in AI is we can predict the climate. Only if you can predict the climate properly, farmers will successfully do their farming. Because farming is based on weather prediction. Which of the following is the inference of the paragraph? Can you try the answer, guys? Which of the following is the inference of the paragraph? Can you try? Can you try? Yeah, other options are too silly. He was talking about oil production and climate and the internet usage and Wi-Fi. Yes. What is the inference of the paragraph, dear? What is the inference of the paragraph? Yes. Countries are trying to balance. See, this balance is the whole point. We must balance technology with stability. India is not avoiding technology. Renewable energy are not decreasing. Climate has no effect. Who said climate has effect on economy? AI will take away all jobs. Never. That never happens, because even to control the AI, we need jobs. What concern regarding AI? This is a problem. What is the one big problem that AI can create? What is the one big problem that AI can create? No doubt, to some extent, not 100%, but to some extent, employment opportunities. And that too in some sectors, not all sectors. In some sectors, not all sectors. AI can reduce the employment opportunities to certain level, but it is not 100% level. Okay. Which of the following best describes India's approach towards AI? Yes. What is India doing, dear? What do you think India is doing about AI? What is the best? What is the following best describes India's approach towards AI? Yes. What is India doing? So what is India doing? Do you think India is replacing human workers? No. Is India restricting AI? Is India avoiding AI? Maybe to some extent AI is correct. Develop indigenous AI systems. A or C, which is correct? A or C, which is correct? A or C, which is correct? Is India completely, entirely depending on imported technologies, or develop indigenous AI systems? So this is the problem. Yes. India is depending on other countries. Of course, we want to develop indigenous, but we are not able to do it. Finally, what do you think is the tone of the paragraph? No doubt, this kind of paragraph cannot be funny or nostalgia. No drama, no emotions, no tragedy song, no item song. The author is not pessimist. The author seems to be analytical and optimistic only. The author is optimistic only. That is why at the end of the paragraph he said India must develop indigenous products. It is analysis. Most of the times you have analysis of the paragraph. Only analysis of the paragraph. Okay, analysis of the paragraph. I think the next question is already done. Vocabulary done. Vocabulary done. And yeah, last two questions there we end the session. Why are rising oil prices considered problematic? What a question is that? If oil prices are rising, what is the problem? That is the problem. If oil prices are rising, what is the problem? That is a problem. Tell me, guys. If oil prices are rising, what is the problem? They increase forest cover. They improve. See how silly the option is. Oil prices are rising, improve climate conditions. If oil prices are rising, they contribute inflation. They contribute to inflation. Inflation will happen. So finally, which statement best reflects the author's conclusion? So finally, what do you think is the author's conclusion? You remember? Finally, what do you think is the author's conclusion? What does the author try to indicate and give a message? Finally. Yes. Nations must adapt. You remember? I have underlined that also. There are 2-3 solutions. We must adapt, international cooperation, and then something. Adapt. Nations must adapt responsibly and also protect vulnerable populations. Thank you so much for being nice audience as usual. I am trying my best to give you maximum knowledge and maximum support, and I hope the session is useful. Thank you so much, and leave your feedback in the comment section. All the best.